Interesting. Looking into my crystal orb, I see a great loneliness in chat. How cathartic. Okay, I know this is not technically the right name, but can we please talk about Nami from One Piece because she is so hot? Next up is Knight_Mare_Mask. A clever name though, isn't it a little fake? Not much of a nightmare if you claim to wear it as a mask. Reminds me of all these people who claim to have demons in their closet and skeletons under their bed. I don't believe they exist unless they're in my fridge. The Fool Upright. Oh, that is too poetic for Knight_Mare_Mask. I feel like they have a tendency to walk head first into things, only to trip on their untied shoelaces. This card is representative of an individual's lack of experience and innocence. I'm sure Knight_Mare_Mask has had their fair share of cringe childhood escapades. The Wheel of Fortune, reversed for the present, is a pretty bad omen. It usually means one has only experienced bad luck as of recently, and is making the situation worse by desperately grasping at control. My advice to you, Knight_Mare_Mask, is to let go. This is a low point in your life and it's probably not even your fault. Shanbujuan Lujuan Lubujuan Renjuan. Oh, we got the Hanged Man again. That's such a cool card. Hanged Man is significant because it's all about sacrifice. I like the path it's laying out for you, Knight_Mare_Mask. Don't you think it's nice that you could free yourself of pain by letting go? Maybe sacrificing something precious will release you from your torment. Zedge3S, God, your username is a pain to type out. You give off the vibe of someone who thinks they're a lot edgier than they actually are. See, Knight_Mare_Mask from earlier's readings. Wouldn't surprise me if you had a goth phase in high school. The Moon Upright, Zedge3's past is inextricably tied to illusion and anxiety. But it seems like their unconscious was aware of their problems, even if they themselves weren't. Do you feel like you were lying to yourself a lot as a child, Zedge3S? Processing trauma through fabrication is still trauma. The Fool, reversed for the present. Oh! Please don't tell me you're still somewhat in denial. Filtered. I suggest taking up journaling in the new year. Judgment Upright. That's so thematic. In the future you'll realize you were in denial your whole life, and only then will you actually start processing your past. I love it when the cards line up. That was like a whole character arc. The cards should start writing One Piece. Rocketchu? Sounds like a name you'd give yourself as an 8-year-old in the hopes that you'll evolve into something cooler when you're older. Spoiler alert, you never evolved. I'm a little nervous to see what lies in the cards for therocketchu. What if he's actually cooler than I think he is? That would be kinda awkward. The Devil Upright for the past. This was probably expected. Therocketchu strikes me as the type who'd be all too familiar with the chains of addiction. Teens with obsessions are rarely ever free in their adulthood. Maybe he's addicted to Pokemon or something. It'd explain the username. Oh, the star reverse. You lack self-confidence, don't you, therocketchu? You have the tendency to fall into bouts of self-pity, and can't seem to find a way out of them. You should try to realize that you can't stay stagnant forever. Why don't we try across the whole spread this time? Instead of focusing on just the one card, you're probably a lot stuck in your past. Probably afraid to look towards the future. You're trapped in a liminal space. It might comfort you to know that many of the people in this chat currently feel the same. And it might comfort you to know that I've decided to threaten you with a gun. Move towards change or I'll paint your walls red. Metaphorically. Maybe. This is actually such a fitting pull. Death for the future, nice. It seems change is not only inevitable for you, therocketchu, but it's required for your personal journey. I hope my little metaphorical threat nudges you in the right direction. Popipopipoku. That's one of the most fun names I've seen all day. I hope such a whimsical name translated to a whimsical fate. For both our sakes. I can't be cute if I try to hit on you with lines like, "Can I take you to the moon?" I feel like you'd really push things between us into orbit. Alright, let's see what fate has in store for our wonderfully named popipopipoku. The star upright, someone's had a happy past. In their history, there is probably the presence of someone who acted as a mentor, grounding them with faith and positivity. Someone who's helped to rejuvenate their life in its darker periods. I think we'd all benefit from such a presence. Oh no. The Emperor reversed. This usually means someone inflexible and tyrannical is currently present within your life, and you're struggling to shed them. Just remember, even the most oppressive emperor can be overthrown. You mustn't let someone with such rigidity dictate your path. Fortune favors the bold. Okay, that's kind of sad. Popipopipoku is going to be someone bound by tradition in the future. That usually happens to people who fail to rebel against their emperor. Sorry, popipopipoku, I'm afraid you're in for a sad little fate. Chat, what tarot card do you think most represents you? The moon is a good choice, Alcor. I feel like a lot of chat could be collectively represented with the Fool, though. You're all kinda stupid. Liltriceratops, I bet you cry at the pitch meeting videos. I bet you legit think you'll get the death card because you think you're so emo. The world should revolve around me, right, Liltriceratops? Justice reversed for their past. Ooh, Liltriceratops has been a bit of a troublemaker, haven't they? I wonder just how many secret crimes they've committed. You know, I bet they have at least 4 bodies in their basement. The Lovers reversed. Oh god, not only are you a criminal, but you're imbalanced? Do you seriously believe you can get away with leading such a one-sided life? Either you lean into your criminality or you lose it all. My suggestion is to go down with a bang. The Chariot upright, that's kinda badass. It feels like this is almost the criminal backstory of someone destined to become a vigilante. Justice reversed, the Lovers reversed, then the Chariot. Someone who was wronged in their past, currently going through a rough, messy relationship with the law, only to come out with strong direction and willpower. I think you might be destined to become the Joker, Liltriceratops. Anyone want to see a magic trick? use tarot reading as a pretext to make fun of you, but is that any different from people who use religion as a pretext to justify their actions? The orb has chosen ratchinova. Sounds like a brand of ramen, no offense. The spice and flavor profile would be something sinfully complex. Can't wait until my next late night slurp session. Think what you like about my readings being rigged, but if you replace 3 letters in your name, you'd be Riganova. Just saying. Let's draw your cards now, Ratchinova. I'm sure you're dying to know what wild twists your noodly destiny holds. Ooh, Strength upright is the card of the past. Ooh, jumping straight to the second card. Looks like we have the protagonist of an anime here. The world reversed. This suggests Ratchinova is stuck on something, unable to move on just yet. There's some kind of unfinished business weighing down their spirit. Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune, reversed. The way these cards are shaping up, it seems that there are events out of Ratchinova's control that they cannot make peace with. It is their lack of closure that will not only haunt them, but drag them by the ankles into a spiral of bad luck. I suggest they learn to let go or give all of their lucky charms to me as recompense. Kekai 101 sounds almost like a knockoff Nekomata. The sort of creature you'd find chained up at the far end of a dimly lit library, making half-assed attempts at curses to amuse you. Cute! The world reversed for the past, Kek is in his no bitches era. This is the type of person who is probably still holding on to the fact they missed out on their high school prom. Some kind of regret or lack of closure here. The Fool reversed, Is Kekai 101 being led astray by others? They might be a bit too trusting, particularly for someone with so much unfinished business. There's a recklessness in their actions recently, and they haven't been considering the consequences of their choices. Maybe they're trying to forget about their lack of closure by throwing themselves into whatever opportunities arise. The Devil upright for the future, wow. They were definitely led astray. I think they're the type who fall into a spiral all too quickly and have difficulty climbing back out. Someone who drowns with reckless abandon. In another life, they could have lived as a dolphin. I love beta__carotene. It's good to see that even in the face of overwhelming odds, vegetarians can sneak hard nutrients into their diets. Benefits all of society, as they say, especially for those that live under a rock. Not pointing any fingers, chat. Just got off the phone with God. He says Beta is going straight to hell for their sin of dishonesty. Guys, hello? Sorry, citing justice reversed. Apparently there's a specific part in hell reserved for people who try to impersonate vitamins. I can't seem to draw the cards, they refuse to leave the deck. They are stuck to each other like glue. Maybe someone in chat has cursed me to perform a bad card pull. Lousy gym bag? You don't need a psychic for this one, their fate is obvious. What the fuck is going on? I just got the Chariot for the present and the future. Both upright. How is that even possible? What are the odds of that? Out of all the people in chat, I think I'd like to catch ZBX Zabs Baz Babs Babs Zaz Babs Zazba the most, simply because their name sounds funny. Dr. 5311037, clearly illuminating the usual brilliance that can only be achieved through illumination via LED. There is a certain radiance that can only be obtained by showcasing one's string light prowess. Certainly won't fix your lackluster personality though. The Emperor. Filtered. Feel like your dad instilled some kind of boundaries in your life? Maybe a little too boundaried, to the point where you felt like you couldn't breathe. I think I'm picking up on just a little bit of daddy issues here. The star upright is always so nice, especially after a tough first card. I can imagine for somebody who has experienced some parental trauma in their life, having found renewed faith in themselves is a beautiful thing. It demonstrates so much inner strength and courage. Props to you, Dr. 5311037. Okay. The star for the present and the sun for the future is such a pretty set of cards together. This is giving me big rising from the ashes energy, someone who has gone through the darkness only to emerge brighter and stronger. They will reach fulfillment, happiness, and their own personal rebirth. Honestly, you're right. Poof, this does sound like my own reading. Maybe the cards have been trying to tell me something this whole time, and I've just not been receptive. The sun is such a beautiful card to end on, and I kind of envy those who will reach it. Even if it's ostensibly your reading, there's something nice about being able to live vicariously through you,